Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Big Sister Chats. Today, I want to share some life lessons, but also advice on how to turn failures into lessons. So, as always, grab yourself a comfy spot, sit down, lay down, eat, cook, do whatever you want while you watch or listen to this. So, I want to start off by telling you one of my personal stories that felt pretty rough in the moment, but now I'm actually so happy about where I am. 2 years ago, I really wanted to study film, and I still do. I love movies and all of this, and I had that one particular film school that I really wanted to go to. And I applied to this and to another one, and in the end, they denied my application, and I just remember crying one whole day. I was so sad and so down because this was my dream, and I really wanted to achieve that, and I really wanted to go there. And while the other film school accepted, I decided not to go because it was not my dream school. And that particular day was so hard, and it truly felt like I had failed. And I knew the chances of getting into this school were really small. But seeing that I didn't make it, it made me feel really bad. Because not only did this mean I didn't have a plan for next year, and I wouldn't get to go into movies, but also I couldn't move abroad. Or at least that's what I thought. So then I started applying to jobs in the country that I wanted to be in and where I wanted to study film anyways. And I was writing about, let's say, 60, 70 applications, and not one company offered me an internship. Until one day I sent my 7th, 8th application to the Swiss TV, and I got invited to an interview, and in the end that's the internship that I got, and I spent 6 months at the Swiss TV, and that was great, and I felt so close to my passion. And at that time I really thought, oh, maybe this is even a faster way to get into the movie industry. And maybe this is even where I want to stay. I liked the TV, I liked all of the different formats that they had and still have. And when I walked there for the first time, I knew this was the right thing and this was where I was supposed to be. But then the 6 months passed and I did not find another job at the TV station. I really wanted to stay, but it seemed like no fitting position was open at the time. And as you can imagine, I was really sad again. I applied to many other jobs, and many of them were not even close to where I wanted to work. But then I found a job in marketing where I work now, and it's great, and I'm so happy to be where I am. And in the end, I realized this city that I'm in now and all of these people around me and even the job, it's my passion. And that's something I would have never found if I either stayed at the Swiss TV or if I got into the study program for movies. So in the end, everything turned out fine for me. And as you can probably guess by now, I am a radiating optimist. So a month ago, somebody broke into my gym locker, and ever since I felt really unsafe to go there. Which is no surprise given that people break lockers and steal your stuff. Like, what? But anyways, last week I went to another gym and the woman asked, why do you want to start working out? And I said, oh, I'm already working out. I'm just at this other gym and they broke into my locker and now I don't want to go there anymore. And then she apologized and said, oh, she's so sorry that this happened to me. And out of a reflex, I said, oh, don't worry, they didn't steal a lot. And in the end, maybe it was just a sign and it was just a nudge that I needed to get here. And she looked at me and she was so confused. And she said, like, your mindset is just wow. She was speechless. And at that moment, I realized, oh yeah, probably not everybody would think that this was just a push towards something better. Because I truly feel like this new gym is better than the old one. Maybe it's just what I needed. But you see, it's all a way of thinking. Because I could have also thought, oh no, somebody broke into my gym and it's a sign and I should not work out again and I'll just cancel my membership and I'll never go into a gym again because it's so unsafe and it doesn't want me and clearly this is not meant for me. And that was not what I did. You see, I took it as an opportunity. I started working out at my gym again until my membership is cancelled at the end of the month. But then I'll start again at this new place and I'm really excited for that. And this would have never happened if nobody tried to break open my locker. It's a weird concept, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, before I go too deep into the mindset part of this, let me tell you about a concept called a progress book. It's basically a portfolio of all your failures. So for me, I was terrible at speaking in front of a crowd, and what I did was I volunteered to do every presentation I could do at my school. And it was horrible. And I failed. The first few times I failed so miserably. I couldn't speak. I would stutter. I would forget to say things or say them wrong or just trip and forget. All of these things. But then with time I got better and better and better. And every bad presentation that I've held so far is inside my failure portfolio. And I don't keep track of this. Like, I don't have a real folder with all my PowerPoints inside. But you could do that. If that helps you, then do so. But I know how many presentations I've held so far, and I know that I'm so much better at them now than I was 5, 6, 7 years ago. Same for me goes for writing. I started writing at the age of 13, and I'm sure somewhere on the internet or on that old laptop of mine, there are some stories of my writing back then. And with every word and with every chapter that I've written, I got better at it. And I might consider the first ever few pages that I printed out as a failure, but I could also see the progress that I've made ever since. And if I hadn't written those pages, how would I be here now? And this applies to every area of your life, like whatever, wherever you want to progress, you have to be bad at it first to get better later. And I want to link you to an episode I did recently that's called Do It Stupid. I think the title says it all now. Like, you need to do things to get better at them. And yes, it might feel like a failure, but you can grow past that. While I was working at the Swiss TV, I said I just moved to a new country. That means every spare minute I had to do things like get a bank account or look for the perfect insurance that fitted me or whatever. There was so many things to do. And the problem was that I lived in another city, which meant I had to travel 4 hours every day, 2 hours from door to door each morning and each night before and after work. And that also meant that I did not have any free time, and it was so hard. I didn't have any friends because I was constantly working or traveling back and forth, and there wasn't even any time to make real connections. And when the weekends rolled around, I had to do laundry and prepare meals for the next week because there was no time. My place was a mess from Monday to Friday, and then I had to clean it up and it would turn a mess again. And that went on for 6 months. At that time, I also didn't make any progress in my personal projects except writing. The lucky thing was that I spent 1 hour in a train, and whenever I got a place to sit, which wasn't the case every time, but let's say a few times a week, I could actually sit down, take my laptop out, and write some things. So I did progress a bit there, but all the other things, no time whatsoever. But I really liked it. I mean, I did my job with full dedication and I loved it and I loved what I did and all of these things. So it wasn't a problem for me. Of course, I would have not been able to do that forever, but it was an option for 6 months. And again, it was the mindset that I had around it. And I have 2 core beliefs. And they seem a bit contradictory at first, but I still want you to listen to them. First, that's something that my dad always tells me when something goes horribly wrong. It's everything happens for a reason.
No, I had a reason.
What was the reason?
And actually, whether you believe it or not is up to you, but it gives me a lot of comfort, even with small things. Let's say I take a glass out of my cupboard and it slips, falls to the floor and breaks. In the first moment, I might be really down about that. But if everything happens for a reason, it's not that bad anymore. And by now, I'm telling myself that whenever something happens, no matter how big or small, I let myself feel the emotions that I feel, whether that's anger that the glass is broken now and I have to clean up, or sad because I really liked that glass. But then, once I have gotten through those emotions, I go clean up the mess and think to myself, okay, that was shit, but everything happens for a reason. What that reason might be, I don't know yet. I don't have to know the answer right away. Like, it might be that I really needed to get a new glass or that I have too many glasses already. But maybe it's something that I'll only grow to realize in a year or 2. And the second belief that I have is that you shape your reality. It's always about how you view things. To me, this is a little bit easier because, as said, I'm an optimist. But when you think about your day-to-day life, how do you go about it? Are you a pessimist, an optimist? Are you a realist, maybe even? But still, the way we think is so important. It's the small shifts from I have to do this to I get to do this. It's sleeping in but not blaming yourself because, oh no, now you don't have time for your morning workout anymore, but rather thinking, oh, my body really needed the sleep. If I still want to do a workout, can I do it later in the day? Yes, no, yes, great, no. Okay, seems like my body needed to sleep more than it did the workout. With every challenge, you get a bit stronger, and eventually you can even laugh at yourself. That happens to me a lot in the gym. Like, sometimes I overestimate my strength and then I'm just hanging somewhere and I cannot move and I cannot pull myself into another pull-up. And I hang there, and instead of cursing at myself for being so weak or whatever, I laugh at myself and I'm like, okay, maybe you just didn't give your body enough time to rest today, or between sets even, and see where you got yourself now. And then somehow I make my way down to the floor again and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Do I wait? Do I try again? Or do I change the weights? And it's nice because actually it makes the gym, but also life, much easier. if I do not go about my day and blame myself for things that go wrong, but rather laugh at them and say, okay, well, that was comedical. Sad there's no camera around to capture that. What do we do about it now? So, the message that I want to give you is, it is all a mindset change. A failure is just an opportunity to grow and to learn. So that was it for this episode. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you never miss a new video. If there are any topics on your mind that you would like me to speak about, leave a comment. I read all of my comments, and I'm excited to meet you here soon again. Take care. Bye.